All right, let's look at the next question over here. Similarly, like a previous one, you're going to need to find the area of the shaded region and you're going to minus off the area of the triangle here. Okay. To start this question, the diagram shows part of a curve y equals to 32x minus 4x squared minus 48. I hope that you guys can immediately see that this is actually a quadratic equation, a negative quadratic to be exact. And the line AB, the curve and the line AB meets the x-axis at point A and meets again at point B, 512. The line CD is extended CD extended is parallel to the y-axis and passes through the maximum point of the curve. Find the area of the shaded region. Okay, so to find the area of the shaded region, there are a few components that we're going to need. First of all, we're going to need the coordinates of A, we're going to need the coordinates of B, we're going to need the uh, maximum height here. All right, so let's start off one by one. First off, let's start by finding the coordinates of A. To find the coordinates of A is basically when you solve your quadratic equation. So I can just write negative 4x squared plus 32x minus 48 is equals to 0. Type this into your calculator. You would have gotten x is either equals to 2 or x is equals to 6. Now, once again, looking at your entire graph here, B's coordinate is 512. Therefore, the only logical coordinate for A has got to be when x equals to 2. X equals to 6 is probably when you extend it here and you get the coordinates of 6, 0. Okay? So A is definitely equals to the coordinate of x is equal to 2. So we're going to write that A is 2, 0. Okay? Now, the next thing is we can look for the maximum point here. To find the maximum point, um, we can either use completing the square method or we can find that the maximum point is actually in between the uh, x-intercepts 2 and 6, like I mentioned earlier, right? The maximum point has got to be in the middle of it. So this coordinate has got to be 4. I can even prove it by doing completing the square. By doing completing the square, let me show you. Extract out negative 4. You're left with x squared minus 8x plus 12. Okay, then continue x minus 4 square minus 4 square plus 12. Okay, and negative 4 is bracket. Negative 4 square plus 12, that's just negative 4. Finally, opening up the square bracket, you have negative 4x minus 4 square. Negative 4 minus 4, this is 16. Right? Therefore, the turning point has got to be 4 and 16. Right? Okay, then the next thing is we're going to integrate the curve here and find the area, the total area under the curve. Finding the integration of this, so we just have to integrate this equation, and we now know that it's between 2 and 4, yeah? Integrate between 4 and 2 for the equation of negative 4x squared plus 32x minus 48, you would have gotten negative 4x cubed over 3 plus 32x squared over 2 minus 48x between 4 and 2, right? Substituting for the values in here, negative 4 cubed over 3 plus this is 16 4 square minus 48 times 4. This value here minus the substitution of 2, so it's negative 4 2 cubed over 3 plus 16 2 square minus 48 times 2, right? Typing this into your calculator, you should have gotten negative 21 and 1 over 3. And typing this into the calculator, you would have gotten minus the negative of 42, 2 over 3. So ultimately, you would have just gotten 21 and 1 over 3 as your area under the curve. Now, the last part is to find the area of the triangle, and we minus it off, right? To find the area of the triangle, we already know that the coordinate of D is going to be 4. But we need the y coordinate as well. So first off, we can actually use the gradient formula where we know that A is 2, 0. This gradient will have the same gradient here as well. The gradient is 12 minus 0 over 5 minus 2, which will give me a gradient of 12 over 3. This is 4. With the gradient being 4, then for the D coordinate, y minus 0 over 4 minus 2, this has got to be 4 as well. Therefore, the y coordinate should be y is equals to 4 times 2 is 8. The coordinate of D should be 4, 8. Okay. Now, the area of the small triangle here is actually half times the base, which was 2 and 4. So the base is 2 times the height, which we now know is 8. So the area of the triangle is just 8. Finally, using the area under the curve minus the area of the triangle, your last step is to use 21 and 1 over 3 minus 8. The final area under the curve should be 13 and 1 over 3. Okay. All right. But at this point, every question should roughly have the same pattern already. So looking at this next question here, the diagram shows a sketch of part of the curve y equals to 4 plus 3x minus 1 to the power of negative 1, and the line x equals to 9. The point A has a coordinate of 1. So the point A has the coordinate of 1. The tangent to the curve A meets the x-axis at point B. Find the area of the shaded region. So to find the area of the shaded region is going to be area under the curve minus the area of the triangle here. To start off with, let's find the coordinates of A first. The coordinate of A is when x is equals to 1 and I substitute it back into this formula here. Y is equals to 4 plus 3 times 1 minus 1 to the power of negative 1. Type this into your calculator, you would have gotten 4 and 1 over 2, 4.5. So the coordinates of A is going to be 1 and 4 and 1 over 2. Right? Next, we are going to find the area under the curve here. Area under the curve, we're going to integrate this y equation here, and it's going to be between 9 and 1. Okay, 9 and 1. So 9 and 1 over here. Integrate this, 4 plus 3x minus 1 to the power of negative 1. So this is naturally going to be a ln equation. Integrating for this, 4, you get 4x plus this becomes ln 3x minus 1. So once again, this is 1 over 3x minus 1, right? But if I differentiate this, I will get a 3 on top. So the multiple here is to times it by 1 over 3. Okay? Then between 9 and 1, now we start substituting. 4 times 9 plus 1 over 3 ln 9 times 3, 27 minus 1, that's 26. Okay, minus 1 times 4, this is 4 plus 1 over 3 ln 3 minus 1. So that's just 2, right? Now, simplifying for this equation here, you would have gotten 36 minus 4, that's 32. Then ln 26 divided by ln 2, you would have gotten plus 1 over 3 ln 13, 26 divided by 2, right? So this is the area under the curve right now. The next thing we're going to need to find is, we're going to need to find the area of the triangle. Now, to find the area of the triangle, there are going to be a few extra steps. First of all, we know that the coordinates of A is 1 and 4.5. We need to find the coordinates of B. And in order to find the coordinates of B, we're going to need to have this straight line equation here. So in this question, you're actually going to need to differentiate this equation to find the gradient of this line. Differentiate this equation to find the gradient of this line here. So let's differentiate this. dy dx of this equation here, differentiate 4, you have nothing. Differentiate 4, you have nothing. Differentiate this, you have negative 1 times 3x minus 1 to the power of negative 2. Then differentiate the inside using chain rule. Finally, you would have gotten negative 3 over 3x minus 1 square. Okay. Then to find the gradient is when x equals to 1, right? When x equals to 1, then dy dx is equals to negative 3 over 3 minus 1 square. So you would have gotten the gradient is negative 3 over 4. Having the gradient, now we're going to find the straight line equation. Y equals to mx plus c, 4.5 is equals to m, which is 3 over 4, x, which is 1, plus c. Then typing this into your calculator, your c is supposed to be 5.25. Okay? Therefore, the equation is y for AB is equals to negative 3 over 4x plus 5 and 1 over 4. Then the next part is when y equals to 0, because the coordinate of B is when y equals to 0, right? Something 0. When y equals to 0, 3 over 4x is equal to 5 and 1 over 4. Therefore, x is going to equals to 5 and 1 over 4 times 4 divided by 3, you will get 7. B coordinate is 7, 0. Now we can find the area of the triangle. The area of the triangle, the triangle here is half times base, which is 7 to 1, that's 6, and times the height, which is 4.5. Type this into your calculator, you would have gotten that this area here is 27 over 2. So finally, the final area is this value here, 32 plus 1 over 3 ln 13 minus 27 over 2. Type that into your calculator. You're supposed to get 18.5 plus 1 over 3 ln 30 as your final answer. Since they never asked for specific exact answers, you can also write it as a decimal. The decimal here would have been 19.4, corrected to 3 significant figures. Okay.